This video is brought to you by The Leo Chronicles by Julius Bailey. The Leo Chronicles is a new, exciting fantasy book series that centers around ancient magic, power struggles, epic battles with giants, and even mystical phantoms. If you're a fan of series like The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, The Leo Chronicles is perfect for you. The first book in the series sees the kingdom of Randolin under siege by a power-hungry sorceress and an evil age-old shadow from beyond the stars. How will the kingdom survive against such overwhelming odds? Find out by picking up the series today. In fact, the first book, Strife of the Mighty, is currently on sale for just 99 cents for Kindle users. Also, check out the author's YouTube channel, Black Fantasy Man. If you subscribe right now and comment fantasy t-shirt on one of his new videos, you'll be entered automatically to win a free t-shirt designed by you. So check out the epic Leo Chronicles book series and the Black Fantasy Man YouTube channel. Links for both are in the description below. What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some entertaining and ultimately puzzling duels for you guys to check out. First duel, Gladiator Beast versus, what do you guys think that this deck is? Let's see if anybody gets the right answer. This is actually, you know what? I'm not going to reveal it. We'll find out momentarily when he activates one of the cards in his hand. But man, this is like a perfect demonstration of why Gladiator Beast didn't pop off competitively like it did when they got Zarc from Light of Destruction back in the GX era and they became tier 0. Hand traps are just the bane of GB's existence, man. Everything pretty much revolves around Test Panther now, and if the card gets hand trapped, you're not gonna have a good time. You can see him committing 2 monsters, a quest, and Test Tiger in the Test Panther, and yeah, it just doesn't give you anything because it doesn't have an effect, and Glads don't really have a follow-up. Mind Control, not really a good card if you are going first because your opponent doesn't have any monsters on the field, more than likely, and he's playing Invoke. Now, honestly, when he got the Alistair and he activated Invocation, I was like, all right, well, at minimum, he can summon a Macabre. I was like, I think this game's honestly just over. Look at this guy's hand. Doesn't really look too impressive. He's going to go for Raijin, which is still perfectly fine against Glad Beast. You can attack over the Test Panther easily enough and constantly book the Glad Beast monsters. But this is where the Mind Control does actually give him an opportunity because he's going to try to use Raijin. I don't know why. Mind Control doesn't care about the monster's position, so what's honestly the point? He will ultimately go back into Test Panther only to be met with another negation card. Breakthrough Skill coming in hot. I don't care what anyone says. I still like Breakthrough Skill. I still like Lost Win. I think Titan Cider, that's the one from Eternity Code that has Appaloosa in the artwork. I even like that card. That card's pretty good. These you know, cards that you can use as monster negation multiple times. I'm just a big fan of these cards. Anyways, Invocation number 2. He's actually not going to go for Macabre. It's almost like he just doesn't want to summon that thing. He's going to go for the new one out of Eternity. I'm pretty sure this one comes out of Eternity Code. Argades, and this card's fine. Not only was it able to just blow up the Test Panther, but then if the Glad Beast player goes back into the extra deck, you can blow up that monster. This was the first mistake that he made. He attacks in the Noxious, and you don't want to do battle with this monster if you can help it because it does not die in battle, so like what's the point? And when you do attack it, you're allowing the Glad Beast player to tag out essentially for free, and that can get them back online. Keep in mind your Effect Veiler ain't gonna do nothing during your own turn. Now he's gonna get another copy of Alistair. Didn't do that much damage, but I think he's gonna go into Grazaris here. Grazaris will be met with an Effect Veiler, so just hand traps for days basically. He's gonna blow it up too, by the way. So Grazaris does nothing, and this is the critical turning point of the duel. He activates Gladiator Beast Comeback. This card is very, very similar to, what's the card? I think Dragon Maids have a card like this, but then Cyber Rev System. And these are cards that have Monster Reborn effects that do not target. So when you activate something like DD Crow, you basically have to shotgun, and he shotguns into Bestiari for some inexplicable reason. I have no idea why he didn't go after Grazaris, but it probably is going to cost him the game because he's going to summon it back. He's going to pop his opponent's entire field. He will attack, and then he's able to go into 2 big fusion monsters by contacting out. And yeah, I don't know why he didn't banish the Grazaris, but he went after Bestiari for some reason, and now it bit him in the butt. Now he does luckily still have breakthrough skill in the graveyard. See, people hate on breakthrough skill until you get that graveyard effect, and then you're like, damn, dude, this card actually is pretty legitimate, and that's going to make sure his Alistair goes off. However, he's not able to capitalize because his monster has 3,000 attack. These dudes are both over 3,000 or at 3,000 defense, so that didn't really do anything. And now he's pretty much lost this duel. Zarc is going to be summoned again. It's going to pop these two cards on field. Call by the Grave does not matter at this point, and I think he's going to top deck. Yeah, top deck's a card that's not very useful. How to throw a duel 101 by invoked player. So yeah, we're going to have to go on to the next duel. I don't know what happened at that duel. This one will be even more inexplicable. We got a Zarc sighting. Shout outs to Zarc. This duel, watching this duel, at least just the way the field is going to come together for the Pendulum player, it's going to be like watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Art v the anime. If you guys never saw the anime, you're going to see a lot of cover cards from core booster sets summoned on the field, which, again, those follow, at least they did follow the progression of the anime. Anyways, he's going to get Harmonizing Magician, one of the best Pendulum summons you can get more monsters out of your extra deck. Going to go into Star Time Star. I always get that mixed up. Now, this is interesting. So this is another new card. This is from Rise of the Duelist, and you guys know this is a synchro monster that allows you to excavate and then get a lighter dark monster. This card is incredible, in my opinion. It also has a built-in monster reborn, and it's actually good with pendulums because all the Zarc cards are basically dark attributes. So if you happen to hit any of those suckers off the top of your deck, those Pendulum Edition cards, you can just add one. Cards like Wisdom Eye and Purple Poison and all that good stuff. Anyways, he actually tributed the Synchro monster to summon, was that Astro? No, Astrograph Sorcerer is banned. Chronograph, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Chronograph Sorcerer. I didn't get those two mixed up. And that allowed him to summon Zarc. But the thing is, we know that this, Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Demonic Dragon, this card can Monster Reborn itself. So not only is he getting big boy Zarc, who is actually a god in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Art V universe, or he's like a fake god. You guys know that there's, in every single anime series, there's always one character who thinks that they're a god. Usually they're an antagonist, but then they end up not being a god and getting beat by the main character. Zarc was that for Art V, and then he also, Monster Reborn this guy of his own effect. So it looks like a pretty strong board. Don't get me wrong, Zarc is like 100 times more powerful when you're going second because your opponent has cards on the board to actually destroy. Now we got Metaphys, and he's going to use one of those Nemesis cards. If only this card was level 2. Konami, you seriously messed up when you made Nemesis Umbrella level 3. The Paleo decks would have loved this to be a level 2, man. You could have put back a Ronin Totem and went for Totally Awesome. That would have been dope. Now, he is going to be constantly gaining life points because of the Soul Absorption. Uses a lot for Left Arm Offering, but it's fine. The Gold Zarc is going to banish the Necrophase, and at least, if nothing else, he'll get some life points. So, I mean, that's okay. Now, I don't know if he can answer the Zarc until he does this. He says, Cap, shut up. I can't answer the Zarc with my Ancient Sacred Wyvern. And keep in mind, all of those life points that he's been gaining with Soul Absorption have now been weaponized because his Ancient Fairy Wyvern is, it's sitting at like 10,000 attack. So he can almost get the one shot going, almost, leaving his opponent with doing 7,700 damage and leaving his opponent with 300. This is the inexplicable part, and I really don't like when this happens with duels, but it is what it is. He's going to banish Metaphys Ascension. That gets him a search, so that's kind of cool. I probably just would have kept the card in hand, but it is what it is. I think the Metaphys Tyrant Dragon allowed him to get another summon. I would have just left the card in my hand, but that's just me. Gets more life points. To me, it seemed like Pendulums were in a perfect position. Like they should have been able to easily deal with this. He is going to summon his Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. This is another one of Zarc's cards, and he's going to nuke all the monsters on board. So I was like, okay, this is an easy GG for Pendulums. Even going to go into another cover card. So we got what? The cover card of Maximum Crisis in Zarc. We got the cover card of Breaker of Shadow and Enlightenment Paladin, which, by the way, right around the time that the anime got to this point, man, that duel, this was Yuya versus Jack Atlas. That was actually a pretty good duel anyways. But then this is just weird. So he's just going to end up scooping for no explained reason. He just says, no, Cap. 23,500 life points is too OP for me. I'm just gonna run and scoop. And for the life of me, I could not understand why the Pendulum player, make no mistake, the Pendulum player just scooped, and I have no idea why. I can't figure it out. Maybe you guys can see something, because at first I thought he lost, and I went back and I watched this duel, about 3 times this turn, and I tried to figure it out. I think I calculated all the damage on field at about 13,500. Now, the Metaphys player's next card was Metaphys Ragnarok, which technically could go to 1,800 attack based on whatever he banishes from the top 3. We don't know if he would have banished another Metaphys card. That would have been able to attack over I'm just going to call this card Zarc because it basically is Zarc. He would have been able to attack over Zarc and maybe done enough damage to equal exactly game, but we don't know that. And obviously the the Pendulum Zarc player, he didn't know what his next card was going to be, so that was just really weird. I don't generally upload duels like this that just have these random endings, but this one at least had some pretty good stuff while it was going on. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy that. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos. Also, for anyone interested, I did put the Zarc deck in the description below. I know I'm going to get somebody who's going to ask about that, so yeah, it's in the description if you want to download the deck.